Are you wanting to teach your children about the story of Thanksgiving? Or maybe just looking to take a break from your normal history, social studies routine and do something a little bit more fun this fall? I have a Treasured Thanksgiving. It is from Treehouse Schoolhouse. And I thought I would just share my thoughts on it. I'm going to give you a flip through and show you some of the books that we'll be utilizing. So this is a 2-week unit study. It's brand new. It is a Charlotte Mason inspired curriculum. So you read a book every day, you do a narration every day. Depending on the child, that can be a verbal narration where they just tell you back what they learned, or they can write it out. Alternately, if they're kind of in between telling and writing, you can write down what they say and then they can copy it. Along with reading and narrating, there are daily craft projects included with this curriculum, as well as map work and timeline work. I am going to show you the books that go with this study. I did end up purchasing some of these books knowing that we would want to read them again in the future. However, there are options to watch a YouTube video as a read aloud if you are not able to source the books or don't want to purchase them. I love that it pulls stories from the Native American side and also from the Pilgrim side and kind of shows both sides of the story. First is the Pilgrims of Plymouth. This is the feast. And these are not in reading order. I did not plan that out, just so you know. I just grabbed them. Squanto's Journey. We were able to get this one from the library. 3 Young Pilgrims. Mayflower 1620. People of the Breaking Day. The Pilgrims Before the Mayflower. And there is one more book on the Native Americans that I was not able to locate, but I believe that there is a YouTube video. So we're going to go ahead and watch the YouTube video. I do want to just preface though, although I thought this book was really informational and I enjoyed it and I feel like my kids got a lot from it. However, I do just want to tell you there's like some nudity in this book, and I was surprised that there was not a disclaimer in the curriculum. I mean, it's not photographs, it's drawings, but it does depict like women topless. So just if that's a concern for you, you may want to pre-screen this one. But my children did learn a lot, and I definitely learned a lot. I'm going to flip the camera around and just give you a full flip through of A Treasured Thanksgiving so you can see for yourself if it's a good fit for your family. Here is A Treasured Thanksgiving from Treehouse Schoolhouse. Here is your table of contents. This is a 2-week or 8-day study. It starts with about the author, notes from the author, introduction, explaining the different areas that they cover. They do include Bible, beauty, which is poetry and art, history, and narration notebook options. She does include a lot of details on notebooking, which I feel is helpful if you're new to it, timelining, geography, and then the hands-on connection, which is the craft. Here is a materials list. And the hands-on connection materials. So just note that this materials list is not for the crafts as much as it is for the notebooking. This is for the crafts for week 1 and week 2. Okay, and here's your book list. These 2 weeks, these are the ones that you actually need to have. And then this is additional reading and chapter book suggestions if you want to extend the learning for older children. There is a week 1 and week 2 layout and then more details on it. So you can see 4-day weeks and it breaks down what you're going to do in each area. And then there are these sheets included that you can print out separately and put in like a morning menu or display on your wall. They call them display sheets. So there is Bible, poem, and artwork for each week. So I did put these in a morning menu for my kids. They need to be able to put their hands on them because they're going to be reading from them and also examining the art. So you do want them printed for them. And then you can see that each day is broken down with more detail, and they tell you exactly what to do. They include discussion questions, which I really appreciate. They tell you exactly what to do with either the poetry or the artwork that you're looking at that day. And then they include timeline and geography, and then the hands-on connection. And then the hands-on connection is shown. So here's day 1, day 2, day 3, and day 4. And then after the 4-day sheets, they show the details on the hands-on connection. So they have whittling, a weaving loom, making a vintage map with tea, and building a pilgrim's house. If you purchase this study, I highly recommend joining the Treehouse Schoolhouse Facebook group because there's been a lot of discussion on the crafts and people have shared tips and tricks on how they've done it. So that's really helpful. So that was the first week. Let's go through the second week and then I'm going to show you the extra stuff. So again, we have 4 days and new display sheets, poem, and artwork. Okay, and then here are the projects. So we've got a game, we've got a replica house. Included with this is also a traditional cookbook. So within here, they have a few recipes that are traditional foods, and as you can see, not just for the pilgrims, which is nice. Okay, so those are all the recipes that they include. And then they have these supplemental pages. So I mentioned timeline. We do use a timeline notebook that I've shared about in our other videos about what we do for history, but you don't have to have that because they include a timeline page specifically with the dates and everything. So you could put this up on your wall. You could have your kids glue this in their notebooks. And then it tells you when to fill in these rectangles. So you just fill them in when it tells you to. And then also included, they do have map work that you do every day. So they have a map of North America and a world map. Some people didn't love these maps. And in that Facebook group that I mentioned, someone did share maps that they liked better that are also free PDF printables. So you could use these or you could use those. And that is a treasured Thanksgiving.